What's up guys, Tom, owner of For the Love of Car Mobile Detailing. Well, it's a crappy rainy day outside. It's also cold. No one wants to be out there. But the Jeep needs a wash and we have it in the garage. I washed it about a week ago and I actually sealed it with Car Pro Reload, so we got some good protection on there. But it sat out in the rain a couple days last week and it just needs a maintenance wash. So I'll bring you guys in so you can see how dirty it really is. You got some pretty nasty water spots on there and stuff. So let's go check that out. So this is what the hood looks like. You can see all those dried on water spots. That's what happened. It rained with a good sealant on there, so it beat it up and then it dried. And you got particles of sand and dirt as it was parked on a main road where a bunch of stuff was getting kicked up on it while cars were driving by. And here's a good use for that S1R baton too. But you can see this thing is actually dirty. I'm not just wiping a sponge across a clean car. So let's fill the bucket with product. I'll show you guys how to mix this stuff up and let's get to washing this thing. Alright, so you actually don't need much to wash a car like this in the garage. I stress though, as a maintenance wash on a vehicle that gets regularly taken care of. So we're talking weekly washes, bi-weekly washes, you know, using some sort of sealant on there or spray wax to keep the paint protected. I wouldn't take a car that hasn't been washed in 3 months and use this method. That I would want outside with running water so I can really flush the stuff off of the paint. But what we're going to need is a 5-gallon bucket with about 3 gallons of water in it. We're going to need a few clean microfiber towels. We got Optimum No Rinse, which you guys always hear me talking about. We have some Opti-Seal, which we're going to use as our drying aid and another layer of sealant on the paint. And then we're going to use the Optimum Big Red Sponge, which is actually from this same line of products. So, let's get to it. Alright, so we got our Big Red Sponge, soaking in our 3 gallons or so of water. And then the rate that the Optimum No Rinse goes in is 1 capful per gallon. 1, 2, 3. Now we'll mix our sponge up in there. Get it coated nice and good with the product. One of the things you're going to need that I forgot to mention before is actually a spray bottle. And the nice thing is now that we have this mixed up at our proper ratio, we can just dip our quart bottle in there and fill it up. And with that, we're ready to start washing this thing. So because the truck is as dirty as it is, I don't really want to take the sponge and just wipe it because, you know, there's quite a bit of dirt on here. We got the sap from these water spots. So I'm going to take the spray bottle with the ONR mix in it, and we're going to wet the whole thing down. The beautiful thing about this Optimum system is you can clean just one panel at a time. You can actually clean the panel, then dry the panel, and move on to the next and go around the whole car. Don't need running water. This is really a great method for a vehicle that gets maintained on a regular basis. Alright, so we're going to take the sponge out of the bucket, and now we don't want to squeeze all the water out of it, but we also don't want it fully saturated to where the water's pouring out of it. So we want to go a little Goldilocks squeeze, just so we got a little stream of water coming out of there. Alright, so we're going to wring our sponge out. Like we said before, leave a stream of water coming out of there. And then we're just going to wipe the panel down. Pretty much just like you're squeegeeing it. Get the mirror in there. So I like to As long as you have water still pouring out of there, you're still pretty good to go. Once that stops, re-dip, re-squeeze. Let's continue to squeegee the panel. Alright, so after we do the panel, we can take our Opti-Seal and our clean microfiber towel. We'll start with a spray on there. You put the towel right on it and then start drying. Same thing here. I'm going to put one squirt. You can see on the towel it's not dirty, you know, so it's not like I'm wiping a whole bunch of dirt on it. The sponge actually captures the dirt, and then when you put it back in the bucket, it sinks down to the bottom of the bucket. So once again, squirt on the panel, dry it off. And that door is now clean, dry, and protected. We'll go around the whole car just like this and do every panel. A nice wash inside. Alright, so once again we got our dirty panel. Squirt it down with our ONR mix. And we can even, to save time, let's do 2 panels. Alright, so we're squirting our ONR on there, and what that's doing for us is it's actually softening whatever dirt is on there, sand particles, road particles, and actually lubricating it a little bit. So then when we take the sponge to it, we're not just dry wiping that dirt. It's already wet, and then we're taking the wet sponge and just squeegeeing the panel. Just like that. Now re-dunk it for this other one. So the other cool thing about these products is it's completely safe to go on plastics. Obviously, you've already seen me put it on the glass. And the same with the Opti-Seal. It works perfectly fine on plastic. I actually forgot while I'm in here. I'm going to wipe down the rest of this plastic. The bumper all the way down. And then you can take our towel and our Opti-Seal and get right to drying. Flip the towel. Again, if you suspect that the towel is dirty or the sponge is dirty or anything like that, just, you know, actually you can see the towel is starting to get dirty. So what we can do is just flip it inside out. And then we got a clean side on the towel. Again, you always want to use common sense. You know, if your car's covered with mud, you're definitely not going to use this method to clean it. But for just a maintenance wash in the garage on a crappy, cloudy, rainy, cold day, this is an awesome method. Once again, you can see our towel's getting dirty again, so we can just once again fold it, and I got one more clean side, and that side's clean, so I can get 2 more wipes out of this towel. So again, I can usually get around this whole vehicle with 3 or 4 towels, no problem. Hey, we got a visitor. What's up, my little visitor? Hey, bug. You come to help me wash the car? Who came to help me wash the car? Who's that good girl? So, you guys saw how dirty this was before, all those spots. And now it's all nice and clean. Had all that rain funk off of there. And when I'm not trying to film, I can pretty much get this process done in about a half an hour, which isn't so bad on time. And the other cool thing is, you can see there's some water on the floor, but it's really not that bad. Got a little water running down to the door. This side's a little more wet because I just did this side. You can see you got a nice puddle there, but for me, I don't really mind because I have a dehumidifier going in the garage, so I'm not really worried about it drying. You know, these puddles will be dry in probably 20 minutes or a half an hour. So there you go. Nice quick wash in the garage. Boom. So, one more thing for any of you guys thinking, I don't have a garage. Well, if your car is still well maintained and regularly maintained and you wash it once a week, every other week, this is still a plenty viable method. Which the beautiful thing about the winter is you don't necessarily have access to a running hose. So you can get a bucket of water from in your house, grab these few supplies and go out there and wash your car in a parking lot, in your driveway, you know, in a parking spot in an apartment complex if you need to. It's just really a great method, great combination of products. And again, if you were so inclined, after you finish this, you can go and you can put another coat of Opti-Seal on it, or you can put your favorite wax on it, you know, whatever you feel, however far you want to go. You know, I hope this helps you guys, you know, so you don't feel trapped like you can't ever wash your car in the winter. You know, this is a great method to get it done. As always, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time.